I think it's so important. There's no announcements. I just want to tell you guys, be resourceful this week and really make sure that you are plugged into your leaders group and that you are plugged in if they have Telegram or WhatsApp, that you know where to get the information about what's happening week to week. Be resourceful with that information. So we want to take this time right now to get started and just welcome anyone that is new to the Zoom tonight and congratulate anyone that achieved a new rank last month. Congratulations to you. Take time to celebrate. I really hope that you don't just say, okay, great, on to the next. I mean, we want to do that, but we also really want to stop and pause and celebrate what you've done, because each rank matters and each rank plays a part in who you become along this journey. So all that to say, we have new Pro 7s in the PO organization, John and Christy Jelnick. I'm so excited for you guys. And John, one of their upline, I don't know the whole string of your upline actually, but Ryan Rock is with us as well. And so much respect for Ryan. I know Ryan has been in LifeVantage a long time as well, just like me. And I know Ryan has his own journey at the same time. So I will never forget the first Elite Academy where Ryan introduced John to me. And John was just like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm here. So we're just going to start by handing this over to you, Ryan. And I want you to kind of just explain the beginning of this journey, and then we'll hand it over to John and Christy. And in the end, we're wrapping it up, and you have to stay till the end with us. Maria Williams will be on, and she has a very, very important announcement for you. Okay, Ryan, it's all yours, bud.
All right. Thank you. Can you hear me? We got it.
Yeah, we got you.
We good? Okay. So it's funny because I messaged John a few minutes ago and I'm like, golly, I feel like we should have talked today to kind of rehash back like the chain of events, because my memory is not the best. But Kayla, I don't know if Kayla's on here or not, but Kayla's a distributor, and I think Kayla's probably about 4 or so levels down, and then John would be 5. But Kayla, I would kind of check in with my team from time to time and just kind of say, hey, do you have anybody that's, that we're not currently working with that's excited, or that, does everybody know about this, or does everybody know about that? And Kayla was one of those that did a really good job, that whenever she would go in and see John, who was her chiropractor, she would, I don't know exactly what she'd say, John would have to tell us, but she would do something, right? And one of these times, Kayla comes back to me and it's like, I think John might actually be interested in business. Now, let me step back. John enrolled as a distributor, right, John? And for 4 years, you basically just took the product and didn't tell anybody else about it.
Right.
Yeah. So think about that. 4 years of being a distributor, but, and if we go back then, that was the time of, I did the same thing, honestly, and a lot of my family did, is we just buy the big pack because you got all the products, and then you could just have everything, right? And so that it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon today, but that happens. And so because of that, but you've got to stay in touch with people, and that's what Kayla did. Kayla kept in touch with John, and she stayed in communication with him. And eventually, basically, Kayla calls me or messages me or whatever. She's like, I think John might actually be open to the business now. And she's like, what do I do? I'm like, well, will he talk to me? I mean, like, that's where we got to start. Can you set up a time where we can talk? And so I don't know exactly the time frame from there on, but eventually she's like, she said yes. John and I got on the phone, and we probably had, I don't know, John, how many conversations did we have? Just kind of me explaining and reintroducing the business to him, and kind of showing him how things worked and how we could build it through his clinic, but also outside of the clinic, and how he could just ultimately help more people.
So, Ryan, 1 second. So what they did,
yeah.
Everybody, just let's get this clear. Physique line was coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Kayla said, hey, do you want to talk to my upline and learn more about the physique line? You can't say no to Kayla. So I said, yes, I'll talk to Ryan and learn more about the physique line. So the conversation went like this. Hey, I'm Ryan, I'm your upline. And I said, hi, Ryan, you're here to tell me about the physique line. He said, yeah, it's a great line. So what do you want to do with the business? Okay, carry on.
That's not quite how I remember it, but maybe it was Kayla who used you being open to the physique line to get me to introduce the business more. One way or another, we kind of reconnected on things. Again, this is 4 or 5 years after initial enrollment. And we had multiple discussions kind of about things. I believe that I got you on a call with Dr. Bly Hatch. And at that point, now Dr. Bly Hatch is also a chiropractor. For anybody who doesn't know Hatch, I was basically trying to find somebody else. I wanted John to be able to connect with another chiropractor within LifeVantage, right? To be able to see and feel and hear from somebody else that, if he talks to Michelle or to Sean, they're not, you can relate, but you can't. Talking to me, I'm not a chiropractor, so I wanted to connect him with another chiropractor. Bly was great about it. Get those two on the phone. I was doing it like between softball games. This was the summer. I'm like running. I'm sitting in the Qdoba parking lot, trying to connect these two and and they're just talking and talking and talking. And it was great. Meanwhile, the next kind of big thing that happened is it's like, we're talking to John about going to Elite Academy, right? And you said the other night, or Michelle said, John, that you told her no first. I wasn't even aware of that. Fill me in there.
So when I signed up in 2012 as a distributor, and at that point, the Elite Pack or the Platinum Pack at that point was 10 bottles of Protandim or F2 and 1 lotion. That's all we had, and for the same price as what we're getting now. So we are getting a heck of a deal right now. Anyway, I was starting my second chiropractic clinic, and when I had signed up, I knew nothing about network marketing. I didn't know I wanted to do network marketing. I didn't really. I just wanted the product. And Michelle, I'll never forget where I was. And Michelle called my phone and asked me about the business and if I had any interest in learning, or not learning more, but just doing the business. And I told her no. I told Michelle Poe no. You never tell Michelle Poe no. So I told her no, I didn't want anything to do with it. I mean, I didn't know. And for me, I was busy opening my second practice. So really, it was about timing for me. And at that time, I said no. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about residual income. I wasn't concentrating on that part of the business or a side gig or anything like that.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So eventually, we're talking. I'm like, hey, why don't you just come to Elite Academy, and let's, that'll then you can see what this is about. Then you can meet people. You can see what it's about. You can see the big picture. Now, keep in mind, John and I have never met in person. We didn't do Zooms back then. Like I've never met him. Only had phone calls, right? And we'd had a few phone calls, and all of a sudden, eventually, he's like, okay, I'll go. And sure enough, did we meet in the airport terminal? Is that where we first met, or was it at the hotel? Do you remember?
It was that baggage claim.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So turns out we were able to get our flights close enough to each other. Me out of Sioux Falls, you flew out of Minneapolis, or where did you fly out of? Do you remember?
Grand Forks, North Dakota.
Okay. So 2 small towns actually. And we just happened to get into the airport at about the same time. Like within 20 minutes of each other, never seen each other before, never met each other, and connected there. Did
everybody else lose Ryan? Did a lot of squares just go dark for you guys?
We lost Ryan. I only see 1 dark square.
Oh, John, are you there? What just happened?
Well, John's already paralyzed. He does not know what to do at Pro 6.
John's frozen.
Oh, they're coming
Pro
back.
7.
Pro
John
7, I
is
mean.
not.
7.
I see
frozen.
Christy.
I'm still here. I can jump in and continue this conversation because I know
Christy.
exactly what happened next.
Jump in, girl.
I think Ryan's back. Ryan, you back? He's back. He's back.
That was weird. I could like hear you guys, and all of a sudden, but everybody else kind of froze on my screen. So
I did nothing, I promise. But just remember one thing I want to say. one thing I want to say, we want to hear this story, but try to stay concise. We get Maria in for like the last 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know where you guys lost me, but I was trying to ask John what that first event was like for him, not knowing anybody, and is John still here? Where'd John go?
Yep, I'm on here.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, the first event, I had no idea what I was expecting. So to meet Ryan at Baggage Claim, to meet all these people, I'm an introvert, guys. I'm fantastic in my office and I can talk to anybody in my office. When I get home, I stay home and I don't like to talk to anybody because I talk all day long. So, but I'm really an introvert. I'm going to let Christy, she's eating with my son in Fargo and where she's in a different place. But Christy, you jump on because I know you, Phil, kind of talk about that story and then I'll keep my part quick. But tell them a little bit more about that because it's, you guys, if you know me, I would never go. Usually I would take Christy with me everywhere because she talks to everybody, not me. So Christy, you go ahead and then I can let you eat with David.
Okay, so here we are still doing the business in the nooks and crannies of our life. So John when he went to the meeting, I was shocked because many people went into his office with many different products and they all wanted to introduce him to the next thing. So when he went to the meeting, I was shocked to begin with. And then he came home and said, I need to start taking this product. And I said, okay, and I didn't take it. And then when Ryan called him, I honestly think it was just perfect timing because John was late at the office and he came home and he said, I think I'm going to look into this business because I didn't become a chiropractor to sit in my office till 8:00 at night doing notes. And so he said, what do you think about, do you want to come to this event with me? I was like, no way, man. I don't know anything about this. I don't want anything to do with this. You go. And he hemmed and hawed for a while because like he said, he doesn't do this stuff, especially not knowing anybody. And so he went and he came back and I could tell immediately he was hooked and there was something to this and there was something to this company and the people. And so that was a big surprise for me because my husband doesn't do these things. So that was it. It made quite a mark on him.
So when we got back from Elite Academy, Michelle and Sean just kept saying, you've got to get John doing meetings. You got to go up there, right? And just 5.5 hours, something like that, drive basically straight north, almost to Canada is basically what we're doing. And I'm like, okay. So I'm talking to John. I'm like, John, I'm coming up. We got to do a meeting. When do you want to do a meeting? He's like, I don't know. And he's kind of dragging his feet. He doesn't want to do it. And so I finally get him to commit to a day, right? Whatever the day was, he commits to Saturday. And meanwhile, for like the next week, he's like, I don't know if anybody's going to show up. I don't know if anybody's going to show up day after day. I think he's wanting me to like cancel, right? Wanting me to just say, okay, never mind. We just won't do it. We'll push it off till the next week. Right. And I'd be in touch with Sean and Michelle. And they're like, just do it. Just go up there anyway. Just go. And eventually, come that Saturday, would we have about 30 people in the room? It was amazing. And then from there, I was up there every 2 to 3 weeks, something like that, up and back. And, meeting after meeting, training after training, we just, and every time we'd be like, I don't know if anybody's gonna show. I'm like, then we'll do training. It's fine. And we just kept going and kept going and kept going. And eventually, you've got great leaders right here with John and Christy, and they just took it themselves. Fortunately, I didn't have to go up there too much in January and February when it's negative, 30. So I'll let you go from there, John.
Yeah, John and Christy, could you guys just tell us like when you hit Pro 5 and then what it was like since then and how you hit 7 this last month? Because I know it was a roller coaster after you hit Pro 5.
Yep. So Anaheim was July. So when we got back in July, that's when I started the business officially. Ryan told me he was coming up on a Monday. He was coming up on a Saturday, but he told me that on Monday. I made him promise that he wouldn't talk about the business on the very first meeting. It's a true story. Because I didn't want my patients to be turned off by this, because a lot of them I was inviting to a wellness seminar. And so it took off from there, and I was excited. I was pumped after Anaheim. You guys don't miss events. I've only missed one, and that's because it was a blizzard in Fargo and I could not get out on the airplane. They had to cancel our flight. I've missed one in all these years. So those events are important. But after that, I took off and just kept going up the ranks, I thought, at a reasonable pace, nothing terribly fast. But by February 2017, that's when I hit Pro 5. The unfortunate part at that time, because of my credentials, I was the one doing a lot of the meetings. I was the one speaking after Ryan didn't come up anymore, and he kind of trained me, and I was doing a lot of that. So a lot of the people that I had signed up early were always relying on me. I would try to get them to do some of the meetings, but I was really pushing for that. And so after that, I hit Pro 5. Here's where that roller coaster in the business comes along, and you have your ups and your downs, right? Well, I got stuck at Pro 5 for 5 years. There's times in that 5 years where you go, I think I don't want to do this anymore. Why am I doing this? Seems like it's stressful. It's so much work. But I just keep thinking of all the people that I've helped along the way. And I thought, why would you not keep sharing this, right? No matter what, if 10 years goes by, do I want to sit here and see what could happen by recommending this to somebody? Because all it takes is one person, right? And I'll talk about the one person here in just a little bit, but that's all it takes. So I just kept sharing it. There's some months where I would have 0 customers. There's some months where I'd have a couple. There's some where I'd have a few more. There's more distributors. But for 5 years, I sat here and struggled in my head several times about whether I wanted to do this or not. And everybody in our upline, I think they have more belief in us, than we do ourselves, right? Maria always told me, get out of your head and into your heart. Well, I understand that a lot more now of what that exactly means. But I got to this year, and if you haven't heard the message of this year yet, I think, Mark Shinsato was doing an LBA in Sioux Falls, and he was saying, you need to be consistent with the right actions. And I thought, man, I've been doing that for 5 years, and I'm still kind of where I'm at. But, and you have to dig a little deeper. And I told Mark, I said, I'm going to hit 6. And he said, well, make sure you call me when you hit 6. And finally, I got to March of this year, and I thought, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this 5 business. I'm sick and tired of being stuck. I'm gonna hit 6. I was doing meetings with Brett Brimhall. Him and I would get together in Bly, and we would get together and just work on a Thursday. And I was sitting there working with him, and Brett didn't even know he thought I was a 6 already. So he's sitting there, and we're working on, and I said, I think I'm gonna hit my next rank today. And then I was telling him my volume, and he's like, he's the one that actually told me I could do it. And I was about 3,000 away on that day. And I finally I sat in the office all day, and I didn't leave. Christy was mad at me that day too. She'll tell you, right? I mean, she didn't know what I was doing. I didn't tell anybody. I was sitting there working my butt off. And I was in the pantry at 11 o'clock at night doing the Zoom, because I made 6 with everybody else, telling everybody to be quiet on the Zoom because I didn't want them to wake up Christy and tell, when she was sleeping. So I hit 6 in March. And I was super pumped just to get out of that Pro 5 slump, right? I think, okay, good things are going to keep coming. Well, collagen came out eventually, and I told Christy that we have to get a hold of this gal who we had talked to 5 years prior. So this gal, Amy Shimmick, she's a rock star. We introduced her to this business 5 years prior. Her husband had taken the products, and it was a timing thing for her. She was in another company doing other really great things, and she wasn't ready to dabble with ours. She was busy. 5 years later, collagen comes out, and told Christy, I said, we got to get a hold of her and just see if she's willing to be and open to take the product. She started the product, and 7 days later, she called us, and she was having tremendous results, and she wanted to know more about the business. And I think Christy would tell you, we just about fell on the floor because we knew if Amy would jump in the business, she's awesome. She's a rock star. Christy knows her better than I do, but I think if she saw the vision and saw the business, and if she's seen results with the product, she would do really great things. And so this is another reason to keep your name list, because you want to go back to those people that you've contacted before and said no or maybe, and go back to them and always follow up, because you never know where it's going to lead. And a couple months later, it's only been 2 months or so, but Amy's hit Pro 5. She found a rock star, Aaron, who's never done network marketing before. She has no clue about this type of business, and she just hit Pro 5 in her second month last month, and we hit Pro 7. So one person makes a big difference, right? That's the group we're in. One person makes a big difference. And so for us, it's truly, I don't know. I don't think it's still sunk in for me. I mean, I still think I don't know, I'm intimidated by a lot of you out there, and I have a lot of respect. A lot of you on here, Tanya, you're one of them, are a great mentor of mine. I really look up to you guys. And so, don't quit. Good golly, don't quit. And I was going to get back to the last thing that Carrie Dickey said at LVA in April. She called everybody out and she said, it's about time. Like, what are you doing? Let's go. And I think you're seeing that theme in the whole business right now. It's like, let's go. And if collagen doesn't tell us anything about let's go, come on, we got to move, right? So now's the time to talk. Go back to the people that you made your list of many years ago. I still have my list from Anaheim 2016. I've checked off every single one that I've talked to. I made a list of 100 people just listening to Eric Warrior that was doing our training that day. But you got to keep following up. We got to keep moving. And I think the timing is now, right? I mean, we're seeing a lot of momentum in this company. And, the last thing I wanted to do is wait, 10 more years or however many months down the road, and all these people are hearing about this product and I wasn't the one that was able to tell them. So I think we need to start getting loud and start sharing what we have, because there is nothing on this planet like what we have with Protandim, NRF2, and now activated collagen. Right? So, for those that are stuck, we got to break through. Get out of your head and into your heart. Right, Maria?
So good, John. Maria, I'm turning it over to you. John, that was amazing. Congratulations again, Christy and John.
Yeah, right, John. Right. Yes. Get out of your head, get into your heart, and just keep going. Oh my goodness. I've cried so much this weekend with you all. It was so beautiful and amazing. And so I want to say, John, you created energy in many different directions. Here I go, the tears again. Okay, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. Not only did you create a ripple effect for your team, but you created a ripple effect for your upline, right? People above you that have one strong leg, and they got out of their comfort zone, like Kayla, to hit Pro 5. Kayla's been Pro 4 for 8 years, right? Like, oh my God, I was in tears when they said she was going to hit it. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't know she was going to hit this. Nobody called me. Nobody told me this was happening. Like, what's happening here, people? It was just everywhere, right? And then you created energy in other teams and in our outside legs, like everybody's watching this. And so you really don't even know what you created, but you created this humongous ripple effect to the point that the pose, Sean and Michelle, have you heard? They're going to go Pro 10. And I am so excited and so thrilled. So I'm glad they're not on here today, and I wanted to hijack this because I want you to understand that them going Pro 10 is not for them. It's for you all. Okay. So Tara Wilson was sitting at 80,000, right? 80,000 to go. So understand, Tara Wilson has the same problem that Carrie Williams and I have, which is not a problem, but it's a great problem to have. We have one big, strong leg, right? My big, strong leg has hit 1 million already, many times over. So I only have 2 legs to work on, right? The pose have all 3 legs, right? So the pose, from all of you that are on here, all of you can grow, all of you can go pursue your dreams, and they will hit Pro 10. So all of you matter, all of you, right? So Tara Wilson was 80,000 away, and she didn't think she could get it because she had pushed already from everywhere. I think it was 3 days to go. Like, she had pushed. There was like, she felt there was no more. And then Angie, someone that Tara sponsored, Angie, her downline, said, no, we can do this. I've mapped it out. So she mapped it out in her team, what her team could do and how to get her to Pro 10. Isn't that incredible? So that's what you guys can do, right? You guys right now I want you all, whoever wants to go and push and follow their dreams and just get a little closer, I want you all to make, what is your commitment? What are you going to do this month? Whether it's a rank advance or just increase by 10%. What's that number, right? Like figure out what you want to do. And I want you all right now, oh, maybe after I'm done, let me talk first. I want you all to text Michelle and Sean, and I want you to tell them, like, I commit, I'm going for Pro 8. And I'm looking at who's going for Pro 8, right? I commit, I'm going for Pro 7, or I commit, I'm going to increase 10% my business, and I'm going to increase 5,000 in volume. Pick a number. Don't be afraid of setting a goal. Listen, every month I set a goal that I'm hitting Pro 10, and then every month it shifts. Okay, maybe it's not this month. Maybe it's in, next month. But I grow every month. I grow a little bit, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm taking the snail trail there, whatever, the snail pace there. But collagen is changing that for all of us. Collagen is amazing. We have an opportunity right now. We have the same opportunity of a lifetime that we had with NRF2. And collagen makes the conversation with NRF2 so much easier. Because if someone wants collagen, it's a protein. Our flagship product is a medical breakthrough. It's a protein too, NRF2 protein. It's a protein nobody knows about, but it can detoxify your body, do this, do that. This is what it's done for me. This is all the amazing stuff it's done, right? You can combine the two together so much. So I want you all to text Sean and Michelle. What are you committing to, right? This is about you. I want to hear that Michelle's in tears all night long, wherever they are, right? So let's tell them what you're committing to help them get to where they're going to get to. Because this is how it's done. It's done with all of us together. So 4 little tips for you on what to be doing every single day. This is from Ray Higdon, and it's pretty much what I do and follow too. Decide what you want. I want you all, the other thing I want you all to do is go back to your why. One of the things that, John and Christy hitting Pro 7 brought me back to my why, because I was like, this is why I do this, is I do it because I want to see people like John and Christy rank advance. And we told him in a Croatian, when he told me his numbers, I said, oh yeah, you're going to hit Pro 7. He's like, I don't know. I said, you're going to hit Pro 7. Like, I know by the numbers that he was going to hit it. So it inspired me when I saw other people rank advancing because of John, when I saw Kayla and other people in her team and what she has done, that inspired me again. It brought my why back, right? Because I can sit back very comfortably and not do anything, but I know that Carrie and I in the pose, like, we see you all and we want you all to get your dreams, whatever those dreams are. So go back and reevaluate. Man, I can't talk today. Reevaluate your why. I got to go fast because I got to get on my own team call. Decide what you want. Do the work. 1 or 2 a day. Do the work. Make a new friend. Reach out 1 or 2 a day. You can't just decide you're going to do something and sit and hope and wish. You have to do the work as you're growing, right? Stop noticing the missteps. Don't notice the stuff that don't go right. Don't notice the missteps. Okay, you know what that is. Don't go to the negative side. When your brain starts doubting and going negative, go gratitude, right? When doubt and negativity comes, go to gratitude. Gratitude will keep you at a higher level and it will change everything for you. And the other thing is fourth thing is nightly mental rehearse what you want, right? So if you're going for a rank and what does that feel like, right? Think of someone complimenting you, like maybe your mom or your dad finally saying to you, I'm so proud of you, or your kid saying, Mom, I'm so proud, Dad, this is amazing, right? How your kids into this, that you're going to go on this big trip when you get this rank, right? So when you get it, they'll say, Mom, you're amazing. I'm looking at you, Susie, right? Your kids all saying to you, Mom, you're amazing. You got us this wonderful trip from your hard work, right? So rehearse nightly. What is it going to feel like when you get to that rank? Who's going to to acknowledge you? What, are you going to be on stage? Are people going to be, what? Find the feeling in your heart. What does that feeling feel like, right? And just see that every night and go to bed with that thought. And, I go to bed and I ask God, okay, I'm going Pro 10. Show me, who do you want me to bless in this to get to Pro 10? Show me the way, show me the path. And every day a name comes to me, or somebody I should reach out to, or something I should do that I haven't done, and step out of my comfort zone, right? I'm always stepping out of that comfort zone. So you're all going to text the pose. And then I want you to have a morning rant. I'm adding a fifth thing. I forgot. I have a fifth thing. I want you to tell yourself you're amazing. I want you to tell yourself that you deserve it. I want you to look in while you're brushing. Well, you can't say it while you're brushing your teeth. Well, when you're in the mirror, after you brush your teeth, when you're combing your hair, whatever, when you're doing your makeup, look at yourself and tell yourself you're amazing. Tell yourself you're here because you deserve this, right? Like, we're not here by accident. We are not here by coincidence. We are here by God incidents. God has all put us here because we're going to do great things and we're going to share this with the world. And here I go thinking of what I thought about this morning when I was talking to the leaders on here, and I don't want to cry again. But John, you have showed us that getting to Pro 7 means it is possible. Right? You showed us all that it is possible. So it is possible for all of you. So I want you to dig deep. Go do this. We are with you. I love you all. I've got to get on my call. Bless you all.
Thanks, Maria.
Okay, now you can text Michelle and Sean, please. Thank you.
I just want to tell everybody real quick too, that the POs do have a promotion happening till October 10th for the PO organization. If you sell an elite pack or you buy an elite pack, you can buy an elite pack as a customer or as a distributor. You just need to call in to do it. And once you do that, you will qualify for a free 30-day supply of collagen from the POs. They will ship that to you themselves. You just need to let them know that you ordered it or that you brought in an elite pack. This goes till the 10th. That is an amazing way to go heavy on the front end, especially for them as they go for their rank, but really to build your team in the month early and then get them to Global Convention with you later in the month. And then the other way to really get some extra volume, you guys, and have raving fans of our products is to really leverage the subscriber rewards. So the subscriber reward this month is the Omega. They can add it to their subscription or they can place a spot order. As long as they had a subscription last month, they get $10 off. And it's a great way for them to try something new, build a raving fan, and have them add that to their product order every single month. So the first order has not gone out this month yet. Make sure that all of your customers for the month know that that is accessible to them. Okay? All right. Love you guys. Here we go. Pro 10 month, right? All right. Love you guys. Have a great night. Bye.